my locks, and hello to all my new peoples joining in. As you can see from my last video, I am preggers. I am preggers. This is something that caught me by surprise. It's really weird. So I'll kind of give you the backstory. So when my mom was sick, I would talk to her all the time about like how I wanted to try for a kid, and she was like, well, why don't you just go for it? And me being me, it was always an excuse. I don't want to have a kid right now because of whatever, just being scared. Well, I was working from home, and then I ended up going back to work, and I was talking to my coworker, which also happens to be pregnant at the time, right now. And I was telling her, because she told me that she was pregnant, and I was telling her, I was like, oh, I really want to try. Like, I really kind of want to have a go at this. Well, little did I know, I was already a month pregnant. So what? Like, what? So I was thrown off. So if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you see my post. I found out that I was pregnant Labor Day weekend. Yes, Labor Day weekend. September 6th, I found out I was pregnant. And for most women, and maybe not most, some, me anyways, my periods were regular. So me missing a day was like unheard of. Like, okay, it could have been stress, right? But at the same time, I had been dealing with my mom's situation for so long that maybe, who knows? But I didn't really feel like I was too stressed out. I do know me being tired all the time made me think that I was kind of just exhausted, because I would always like work my whole shift when I was at home, and then I would go and like see my mom, spend time with her, and then I'm back home. So my days would always run until like midnight every day, and then I'm back up in the morning, same schedule. So whatever, I'm young, who cares about sleep, right? But I was sleeping all the time. So between sleeping and the missed period, I'm like, we'll see. And I was a day late, so I was like, I'll take a test today. And sure enough, it said pregnant, and I bawled, I cried, because not like, when you a teenager and you like don't want to be pregnant and it's like a oh shit type moment. That's not what I had. What I had was, oh my God, like this is finally happening for me. So it is something that is mind-blowing for me anyways, because everybody around me got kids. So I was the youngest for the longest. Then my dad had a kid when I was 18, and then he had another when I was 24. So I have a little brother that are 11 and 6. So I got to experience being around babies, but it never gave me baby fever. Like, I was just like, wow, that seems like a lot of responsibility. Not for me. I'm going this way. So it just never was a thing for me. But when you find somebody who you care about, and it's like damn near a perfect relationship, you really feel that. So with Kyle, I knew that I wanted him to be my baby daddy. I knew I wanted him to be a father to my child one day. So when it happened, it was like, wow. But it was a slew of emotions, because again, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you know that I lost my mom literally a week later. So I found out I was pregnant September 6th. September 13th, she passed away. It was literally a week later, which is crazy to me. So to go through that and know that the one person that I wish was here to lean on, it sucks, because there are times where I do feel alone in my pregnancy in terms of having that woman advice to talk to. Because I talk to my grandmother a lot about my pregnancy, but like, she's older, she's in her 80s, and that barrier between, they didn't have gender reveals, they didn't have ultrasounds. Do you hear me? Okay. Matter of fact, they didn't have blood work. Okay, when she told me she had none of that, they just was like, oh, you eating good, we check your stomach, you good to go. So yeah, so that yeah, there's no relatable thing about that. And then like Kyle's mom is the same way. Like they had ultrasounds, but they didn't have 3D ultrasound. So like showing all of the older people in my life our 3D ultrasound, they were just mind blown. Like, oh my God, what is this? And I'm thinking, I see these all the time, but that's just the generation we live in. So, but nonetheless, right now in this moment, I am 22 weeks along. It took me a really long time to poke. I think when you're pregnant, that's one thing that you wait on is like, when am I gonna get the baby bump? Some women, it happens just like that. Other women, you can go through probably the entire 9 months, and then all of a sudden, maybe month 8 or 9, you just kind of pop. And I kind of felt like that was gonna happen to me because I'm like 4, 5 months pregnant and nothing. So I can remember going to my doctor and talking to her, and I was like, so when am I gonna pop? And she's like, well, your small frame, I'm only 5'4", 5'5", whatever. And I have a really, I guess you could say, athletic body. I was getting back to a quarantine, made me a little, chunky. But I was losing weight, and then Kyle decided to get me pregnant, and then I'm getting fat again. So the irony. But yeah, like my body type was more athletic. So she was telling me different body types determines when you're gonna pop or not. So I don't know, but I waited. Week 18 went past and nothing. Week 19, nothing. I didn't really pop until probably 2 weeks ago when I was 20 weeks. We went to my ultrasound, the anatomy scan, which the gender reveal is coming soon. But we went to that, and that was interesting. It was fun to see, because mind you, let me back up. I was extremely paranoid because, and I am of the lucky, and I am going to brag because I feel like this is the only time I'm gonna get to. But when I first found out I was pregnant, I didn't have morning sickness. I've never had morning sickness. I'm 22 weeks. I've never thrown up. I have felt nauseated at times, where it's kind of like I feel sick, kind of like a motion sickness type situation, but it didn't last long. I never threw up. The only thing, which is really strange, and mothers out there that's watching, please let me know if you went through this, but I cannot stand the smell of meat, but I can eat it. Weird. Actually, there's not anything that I really can't eat now, but I'm not eating for 2. Don't get it twisted. Some of y'all be using that excuse to be fat. You're not eating for 2. My baby don't want nothing, okay? Well, not want nothing, but they don't bother me to want to eat all the time. So that whole excuse of like, you gotta get 2 chili dogs, or you gotta get, 1 for me, 1 for the baby, you just being fat. I'm gonna just put that out. You just being fat. Anywho, yes, I have never had pregnancy symptoms in terms of like that sickness or anything. So when I was 6 weeks, I called the doctor. They couldn't get me in until I was 10 weeks. So I went to this free ultrasound spot, and they checked the baby for me, and it just looked like a little nugget, just a little nugget. And it was interesting to see that, and it was very emotional. They even let me hear the heartbeat, which was really crazy because I've not heard the heartbeat. Well, I take that back. I recently just heard the heartbeat at my regular doctor's appointments, but before I never heard the heartbeat, which I'm just like, how they give it to me at 6 weeks and I'm 10, 15 and nothing? All right, fine. I don't ask no questions. I just pay the bill. So went there, heard the heartbeat. That was like a surreal moment to me. But again, not feeling sick and not feeling any symptoms, you constantly wonder like, okay, is the baby okay? So then when I had my first appointment with my doctor, when I was 10 weeks, we got to see the baby again, and it was a lot bigger than what it was before. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So that was pretty interesting to see that. And when we went for the anatomy scan, it really was like different. Like this baby got head and toes and stomach and legs, and it's not a blob no more. Like this is real life. So I'm very excited to see my baby. Like, I think I used to make jokes back in the day of like, I wish I could see what the baby looked like and just shove it back up in there and be like, I'll get you when I'm ready. Well, guess what? I don't have those. I can't do that this time. You better be ready. So, yeah, it's just kind of like, that's where we at with it. Like I am going to be a whole mother out here. The childish mentality that I have it sometimes I think will help me with that. But I am about to be somebody's mother, which freaks me out. But it's okay. I'm gonna get through this. I don't have any weird cravings. I know that's another misconception that I think like mothers or pregnancy, like people eat pickles and ice cream and like, no. What I will say is some of the stuff that I used to like, I cannot eat anymore. Like ice cream, no. I don't eat that. Actually, sweets, period, I don't eat really. I eat more like salty and like not spicy, but I can tolerate a lot of salsa now. Like Mexican food never was my jam before, but I want Mexican food all the time, but not anything crazy that I would normally not eat. Like I don't do the most, okay? But if we going to go get some Mexican food, I'm with that. I'm not gonna be like, no. So I don't know. I don't know what that means. Some people like to say that it means that you're having a boy. Some people like to say that means you're having a girl. I don't know. All I know is this pregnancy has me ready to have 10 more babies. Not really. But low key, like I could have another kid because this one feels like nothing. But I have heard when you have your second, it ain't fun. So we gonna pump the brakes on that one. My due date is May 10th. Anybody who knows me knows the irony in that. I am a Taurus and so is Kyle. So my birthday is May 6th. Kyle's birthday is May 10th. So we're 4 days apart. And then when they told me the baby was due on May 10th, it could possibly share a birthday with Kyle. Now, 5% of babies are due on their birthday, right? On their actual due date. Now, me, the type of life that I have, I feel like I am in every percentile that you can think of. I fall into that. So, yeah. So, who knows? Maybe it will be born on May 10th. We shall see. But nothing else major, really. I guess I'll do a bump date for you guys and let you see what I'm talking about. In clothes, this is about where I'm at 20 weeks, which is not like, I guess, trash, but there's clearly something you can see there. And from the side, there's a bump. There is the baby. So nothing too crazy, nothing to scream about. This, my friend, it's gonna go from a hummingbird to an eagle. Lord, baby, making me thick. I'm excited about being a mom. Anybody out there who is considering parenthood, do not let it scare you. That is something that I think, especially as women, growing up, we are afraid to get pregnant because you hear horror stories and then you see other people around you that may be younger and dealing with parenthood, and it's just like such a horrible thing. But having kids is a blessing, like especially for a woman. Like the bond that you have with your baby is crazy. Like all of the fears and being overwhelmed and different things, they change when you feel that first kick and it's like, wow, something's in here, and they move around. Okay, I felt my first kick, and everybody's different. So another thing too is, don't be like me and just like, when is it gonna happen? It's not gonna happen for me. It'll happen. Everybody's different. My baby kicks me all the time. I wrote it down. I think I was 18 weeks, pretty sure. Yeah. And it was weird because Kyle got to feel it like maybe 2 days later, which was very interesting because, you know, the baby app does not tell you that. But he got to feel it 2 days later, which was great. Although it wasn't as prominent as like when I feel it, obviously, because it's coming from the inside. But like now he really feels the baby kick, which is crazy, mind blowing. But then see, what really messes you up is like you feel it and you're like, oh, it's in there. It's like an alien. It's moving. But then when you see it, it's like, oh snap! Like you trying to bust out of there. Like you let me know, you know. But I'm not huge and I'm not that far along. So you keep on baking in there, a little putty, little buddy. If you want to support this movement, I'm the type of person, you support me, I support you. So let's keep it moving, okay? So again, like, subscribe, comment, click the bell notification so you do not miss a thing that I post. And I will be back again with the gender reveal. And we'll find out what the little nugget inside of me is, if it's a boy or a girl. And actually underneath this video, comment team boy or team girl what you think I may be having by maybe the things that I spoke about, what I experienced all throughout pregnancy up until this point, or maybe just a educated guess like I do all the time. So until next time, I will see y'all later. Again, stay positive. If there's anything in life that you want, go for it. Do not let nobody tell you no, because life is too short and 2020 kicked our butt. So 2021, it's a new year. Let's get it. See ya.